are there specific things that higher pressure might be best for versus like a lower pressure when you're going to HBOT?
Yes, we set out to do some research to actually do like a head to head, mild pressure versus high pressure, the exact same markers over the exact same frequency and duration to see what kind of changes we can account for. So what we found was in certain cases, like in a majority of inflammation markers, high pressure and low pressure had a lot of overlap. Okay. So it seemed like from an inflammation standpoint, you probably could do either or. And yes, it might just take a little longer for the mild pressure to catch up. Mm-hmm. However, there were a few very specific markers that high pressure impacted that low pressure just didn't. At the same time, there were some markers that low pressure affected that high pressure didn't.
Oh, interesting.
And that's not something that I expected, nor I would say pretty much anybody else in the industry. And so as we're learning more, right, like as we're learning more, we could say, listen, if you have systemic inflammation, you could probably do either, and it should move the needle. But if we were doing some good detective work, maybe we could start measuring some of these markers in our blood, where we could start to say, okay, well, we started here, we started to see some changes, but this particular marker is actually much more impacted by mild pressure. That's what you should do. Or this one's really more impacted by higher pressure. Therefore, that's what you should do. So we looked at inflammation markers. We looked at cognitive performance and memory. We also looked at epigenetics and biological age. And there were a number of differences between the lower and higher pressure. And I think that's going to be the direction, I think, for the industry. The direction needs to now be really, what are your goals?